complaints that she wouldn't make it today, so she's excused. Is this meeting been properly noticed?
It has.
Thank you. First item on the agenda is consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I'd like to remove items 4B and 4E. Are our microphones on, Tyler?
Probably not.
You said B as in boy, E as in Edward?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor of approving the consent agenda except for B and E, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next item is citizens to be heard. This item is for matters not on this evening's agenda. Discussion may follow comment on non-agenda items, or discussion and action may come at future meetings. Is there anybody who wishes to be heard on non-agenda items this evening? Seeing none, move on to the next item, new business. There's really no new business. Next item is items to be removed from consent agenda. Is there a motion to consider approval of the village board minutes of March 19th?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Under number 5, citizens to be heard, I'd like to add that Mr. Dow spoke for 23 minutes.
Relevance?
It's a long time to talk.
Should we talk about what he spoke?
Can you remember? I can't really remember too much of what he spoke about, but I've never seen someone speak for that length of time, so I think it's relevant to add to the minutes that he spoke for that length of time.
Well, the objection I have with this is not necessarily the content, but if we're picking and choosing which additional items to add to the minutes, it seems to be a precedent that I don't necessarily think that this board needs to belabor over. So I would disagree with adding that item.
Are we allowed to comment on this?
Just wait. He did talk for a long time. I don't know if this is an appropriate place to put it in. You know, I mean, then we would have to possibly put in the times that everybody's speaking each time too, and we're not going to do that.
I think it's out of the ordinary for citizens to be heard, to be allowed to speak at that length of time. And was, I mean, I've personally never seen at a public meeting someone take the floor for that length of time. So that's why it struck me as unusual and worthy of being placed in minutes.
I would be more amenable to this being an item for future consideration for the board to discuss appropriate lengths of citizen time, because I do agree that 5 plus, 3 plus minutes, even for anyone, is a considerable amount of time.
Yeah.
So I don't disagree that it was a long period of time, but I don't necessarily agree with adding it to the minutes. I think this is appropriate for, again, another area, for example, future items.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to mention.
You have to give your name and address.
Sorry, my name is Jameson Bryant. I live at 3724 North Morris Boulevard. So to me, if I were to be looking at the minutes for a meeting that I had not been able to attend, wanted to peruse the minutes and get access to that, I would want to know if something anomalous like that had occurred at the meeting. Particularly if I'd heard from a secondary source and wanted to verify for myself that that had occurred. Regardless of who was doing it or what had happened that was anomalous or out of the ordinary for that meeting, I would want it to be recorded and documented so that when I read those minutes, I would become aware.
Okay. It was recorded on the video too. So, I don't know if you...
So, I mean, that's fair, right? It's in the video too.
Right.
I don't see that as a reason not to include it in the minutes because for the reason I said. If I'm referencing that document and not the video, I'd like to obtain the same information. Also, to the best of my knowledge, those videos are not closed captioned, so if anybody's hearing impaired, then they may not have a way to find out what happened in the meeting other than reading those minutes.
Well, what if we say he gave a lengthy speech? Why don't we just use the word lengthy?
President Johnson, I'm going to object to describing in any subjective terms any individuals that come to present before this board, whether or not what they say is favorable or otherwise. Again, we'll stand by, I understand what you're saying. We do have video don't have to see, but you could, or don't have to hear, but you could see the amount of time he was on the video. The minutes have cost, the change in minutes that a few of the board members have been asking for over the years have resulted in 10 hours plus for the village clerk the following day of her work day. This is the same person that runs our elections, that runs a lot of the administrative business in the village. We have a beautiful system of a video recording, and if we get to choose as trustees every time we want to insert something, it holds up not only this meeting here, but it makes a lot of extra staff time, which costs money for the village, reduced services for the residents, etc. So I understand what you are saying, but if we could go through, we've gone over these discussions before, where we've had certain trustees want to insert something here, want to insert something there. At the end of the day, our clerk is hired to do this. The minutes are accurate. The subjectivity of the rest of the information, I don't know if it's relevant, and we have a backup, we have a full video recorder here. So I'm going to stand by what I said before. If you're going to go down this rabbit hole again, which we've gone down in the past, where we're going to spend hours on talking about the minutes before we get to the other board business, then I'm not sure that's an effective use of not only our time, staff time, taxpayers'
I'm
time.
asking for one word that is an accurate description of Mr. Dowd's comments. That all this disputation is not on me. It's because it seems unreasonable to not allow me to add one word, lengthy. The guy talked for over 20 minutes.
We do this all the time.
That's a little,
Yes.
Hi, Jessica Lang at 2502 Eastwood. I'm concerned, I might be mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. I actually looked to reference the video in question today, and I could not find it on the village's site or on their YouTube channel. So I was concerned that it might have been taken down for whatever reason. Also, I recall speaking at my school board meeting when I was a 7th grade student concerning a curriculum issue, and it was made very clear to me as a 7th grader that I had a time limitation at my school board meeting. I would assume that there are similar parameters in place for people to speak at village board meetings, and I'm wondering what those might be.
We don't have parameters for village board meetings.
Okay, that's interesting.
A lot of people have complained about the limited time at the school board meetings. We've kept ours a lot more open.
Yeah, it's surprising to me that it would be that open.
But that's a great point, and it's something we can consider at another meeting, is perhaps putting on some limitations as far as the length of which a person is able to talk. A great suggestion, thank you.
Point of clarification, the video is posted, I just checked on the website, so.
Sorry, it is or is not?
It is posted.
It is?
It is on the website.
It is and has been.
Okay.
We do not take it down.
Okay, because I had a lot of, I looked quite extensively today and I could not find it.
Okay. If you have any problems with that in the future,
Let staff know.
let staff know.
So,
I also have difficulty finding the videos, and I used to work in IT. So is there a way to make this a little more accessible to people, or make it easier to access?
May I ask how you're accessing the agendas?
I pick up the paper copy.
Oh, okay. After the meeting, let me give you my business card and just send me an email and I'll let you know the instruction. I mean, I'll talk to you after the meeting because I don't want to take up
I'm just
the meeting,
wondering
but we have a spot with all of our village agendas, minutes, and
So that is
and
not
videos.
considered a waste of village time to have every person who cannot find me email you? That was the point.
That's not,
That was
that's
made
not,
earlier.
this is ad hominem, no. He's offering the service, either you can say yes or no.
Oh, I will. I'm just seeing kind of a double standard.
I just don't have your email. Otherwise, I'd email you directly.
I wish it were more accessible too. It is tricky to find, but I've been there a million times, so. When we do the website redesign, maybe that's something we could have the, whatever it's called, the document hub, right? It's not even called that.
Okay.
Okay, we're drifting.
But that's again, items for future consideration.
Can I finish one point
Sure.
I wanted to bring up? I was just curious too, was that the exception or was that a typical amount of time?
That was an exception.
Okay, and just as a member of the public, it's my impression that that would be of note within the village minutes as someone who might not be able to attend a meeting because, I don't know, I have a 5-month-old at home in addition to a 6 and an 8-year-old. I might not be able to attend. I might not even be able to watch a video, but I might be able to look over the minutes or access that information in that form. That's just concerning to me that a minor detail like that wouldn't be added into just the official document regarding what occurred.
What did the minutes say about
Wanted to say anything about land?
didn't talk about
It says Rod Dowd led a standing ovation for President Johnson for his years of service and stated his concern with some private social media sites and trustee participation on such sites.
So an interesting thing also that we don't put in the minutes is that sometimes our board discussions also become, anyway, you get where I'm going.
I know.
It's not itemized right now, but if you'd like to talk to me after, or even right after this vote, I would be glad to clarify.
I have no problem putting the word lengthy in
I don't think it's relevant. We never.
there. I don't see what the relevance of it is.
The relevance is that every time a trustee wants to make a point about something, we have to take up a bunch of time to add the word lengthy, et cetera.
Or we could just say, yeah, it was lengthy, that accurately reflects what happened, let's just add the word and move on.
And we could also accurately talk about some of the other things that happened, but we aren't gonna do that.
Well, yeah, he had a lot of very critical and negative things to say about two of the trustees, which is also not reflected in the minutes. But when someone is allowed to get up here and talk, take up 25 minutes of time, when we have a set ending time of 10 or 10:30, whatever it is, I don't know, to me that is worthy of mention in the minutes.
And I think as a member of the public, my being here today is a testament to the relevance of that issue.
So would it be fair also then, trustee Amenta, to say that he had concerns with specific people and put that in the minutes?
Well,
I
it
mean-
already says he has concerns about trustee participation on,
Right, I mean,
Facebook.
he didn't say trustee Amenta and trustee Rozak.
Yeah,
Like
he
in the
did.
minutes, I'm
He
saying,
did, yeah.
if we're gonna change all of the discourse, we
fine, I'm
get to
fine with
choose
that,
which,
I'm fine with that.
we get to choose all the different things, and that's what my argument is here, trustee, or President Johnson. If we're gonna change small items in the minutes, we have this discussion at the board level several times. And I understand I'm just saying, what is our rule on this?
Well, I would agree that we might want to consider putting a time limit on comments. Now, his lead into it was he had 4 different items to talk about,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm sorry, my daughter just texted from Vietnam that she misses me, so.
Okay.
We'll put that in the minutes.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
she'd like that. Thank you.
So to me, what's important here is that this was anomalous. Like, this was not the norm. Somebody did something that was far outside the norm. Trustee Bachhorst mentioned that she was concerned about setting a precedent of things being included in the minutes. That's a precedent that ought to be set. If something is anomalous, it should be included.
That's not the
That's the
argument I
only.
made.
That's the only. I'm aware that you were conflating the issues. You were saying that anytime somebody wants something trivial included, that takes up a whole bunch of time. You're concerned about the clerk's time. I heard what you said, but I don't think it's pertinent to including a 2 or 3 word phrase about an anomalous incident that's not going to happen that often by definition. Like, that literally takes a few seconds to type in and could have been passed here in 30 seconds if there weren't all this.
Discussion at the government level, which is why we're here. I get what you're
Okay.
saying. So what I'd like to suggest
I'm
is that we do an
I'm
item
gonna call
for
the
future
question.
consideration. And that, because if people in the audience do have this, maybe this is something we should discuss as a board, but not to say that we're gonna make one change, you know, that's a very robust discussion.
So I'm gonna call the question right now. All in favor of approving the minutes with the exception of putting the word lengthy in there?
Wait, so
Oh, you
what are
have
we,
to, you have
are
to
we
make a
saying?
motion.
Okay, so I'll move to approve the minutes with the addition of the word lengthy, Dow, the state probation, and stated his, and I would say, made a lengthy statement concerning, about his concern with, so I'll move the minutes with that phrase added to item 5.
Is there a second?